All right, we are recording.
All right.
We're live, not live.
Live and uncensored.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Shot to 3D Experience podcast / YouTube. Brian's over here tonight working on a dart and bow.
Yes, sir.
Sequel 33 ST2. Got her tuned up.
Got her
Draw length.
Got her shooting bullet holes.
First time ever he's ever done that.
Yeah, I usually have to fix 50 different things, but yeah, I got it tonight.
So yeah, he got his bow in and custom strings put on by Unbound Archery bowstrings. Went together really nice. Slapped him on the bow, and the bow was in spec in time right out of the package. I didn't have to do anything to make any adjustments, so that was awesome.
Pretty neat deal. We've shot different bows, Hoyts, PSEs. You got a Matthews too. Lots of different. It's not like we've just shot one bow and only can talk about one. We've shot several different bows, and so far setting this thing up right out of the box, the grip, love it. That's one reason I liked my Hoyt at the time, was because the grip was good. This thing right out of the box, man, so far so good. I have not got to go shoot it and sight my tape in, all that good stuff yet, but just inside shooting here and kind of blank belling and getting everything signed in and bare shaft tuning that thing. We did it felt good. I'm excited to get that thing rolling.
Yeah, as far as specs goes, it out of the box, in spec, put new strings on it, stayed in spec, put the rest at center shot. He was a little knock low. I fixed that, and a little knock left. So we had like 1/4 turn on the limb adjustment, and it was, super easy. Within 5 or 6 shots, you're
it wasn't bad. One cool thing was we're shooting that through the Paper Tuner, who is a sponsor. So that's pretty cool, man. Shout out to Paper Tuner. You guys will have your chance to put their hands on some Paper Tuners at our event. So
yeah, they'll be part of the novelty shot. So I don't know if we've quite nailed down which novelty shot they're going to be added to, but papertuner.com, you can go look at their website. It's a really easy paper tuner. Like, it doesn't take up a lot of room. The price is right. Like,
oh yeah,
Matt's got it going on. I wish I would have invented his little system.
Yeah, man, it's very informative. Like, so for guys like me that would rather just hand my bow to somebody, like I pretty much do with you, and get it back and just let's fine tune it then. You can look at that, and if you got a right tear, left tear, up, down, it gives you all that info and tells you what to correct on it, and is very, very simple. So yeah, shout out to Paper Tuner.
Yeah. He'll be at some of the events too, so you guys will have a chance to either win one or buy one at Shot to 3D Experience events. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about tonight was kind of going over the 5/6 courses that we will have at all of our events. It started out as 5. We decided we were going to do an ASA qualifier. And the way we're doing those led us to the decision of adding a 6th course. And that 6th course is really an added ASA course. Everybody who shoots the shot day passes are not going to shoot ASA will benefit from that too, because now you have 6 fun shoot courses that you can shoot at our event, with the exception of the first half of Saturdays. So the first half of Saturday is the ASA qualifier. Shotgun start at 8. It's a soft shotgun start time. We might, kind of let people trickle in 8:15, 8:30. I know it's early, guys, but there's a purpose behind that. The reason we're doing such an early shotgun start is because we're hoping a lot of the ASA shooters will want to stick around and shoot the shot courses afterwards. So we decided if we were going to do a shotgun start at 10 and people aren't getting out there till 2 or 3 o'clock, that burns up a lot of your daylight to be able to go shoot shot, hit the novelty shots, hit the vendors in the food truck. So bear with us. We're trying to, early start, early finish, and that leaves the other half of your day to go enjoy some of the festival stuff at shot.
Yeah, and especially for the Oklahoma events, as you guys have shot any ASA, Neil's got the after event stuff
The
going.
shoot up.
Shoot up, shoot down, shoot all around. With added money that we've done on our events, so you get there at 8:00. We have 100+ people like that have been showing up. Man, ASA's been showing up here lately. That we've had 2 events and there've been 100+ people at every one. So we want to give those people time to have all the fun on ASA courses and then be able to enjoy everything else on the shot. So
Yeah, so going back to now, we added a second ASA
Yep.
course. So there's an A and a B. We're going to split the red stake in half. So all the, I'd have to look and see what class, but half of the red stake classes will shoot A, the other half will shoot B. And so let's say half of the red and shorter yardages all the way to the bear bows and the Eagle Scouts and
Yeah.
the kids classes will be on like course A, and then half the red to the black stakes, the known 50s and senior guys. They'll be
and no fun
B.
shoots on this because you're going to be able to shoot this after the ASA event and it'll be set up for Saturday and Sunday. So we're not doing fun shoots. So it should roll a lot faster.
Yeah.
You should be able to roll through a lot faster. Everybody on course is actually going to be shooting, it is an ASA qualifier. So it's not going to
We
be.
hope to get like 3 people per stake or less, and and kind of roll you guys through there as quick as possible. And being that it is a single day qualifier, all condensed into half a day, we're going to be able to pay you guys out
Yeah.
that same day. So after you shoot, hang around, do the shoot up. It'll take us 15 or 20 minutes. We'll tally up the scorecards and we'll announce the winners right there on the spot. You can walk home with the cash that you win.
Yeah. Or if you're
go
a
spend
youth,
it.
Or if you're a youth,
We got
you
some really
them-
special
cool-
medals.
Yeah.
We got those.
We kind of
custom
did a little
engraved.
sneak peek of those on our Facebook page. If you guys go to it and scroll through there, BA Customs.
Yeah, hooking
Man.
us up with some cool medals.
They're
And
sharp.
it's got our shot logo and ASA logo on it.
I saw Savannah Doty. She's like, "Hey, I want one of those."
Yeah. Come get one. Come get one. We bought a bunch of them, so
Yeah.
we're expecting, if we get the 100+, at all 5 events, that's a lot of medals to give out. Starts adding up on cost when you get them, engraved and everything. So we would appreciate everybody's support on that. Bear with us for the early start times. I know some guys might have a long drive. That might be an early morning. But I think it'll be worth it. You're going to have a smooth, hopefully quick and efficient shoot, a fun one, and you'll be able to enjoy the rest of the day at the vendors, the food truck, novelty shots, and go hit
Yeah.
another shot course.
And we've had a few questions too on guys like, "Hey, my kid's going to be with me. He's not shooting this." The kid's more than welcome to walk through the course with you on the ASA stuff. And then you guys can go shoot the shot stuff afterwards. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Bring
we'll
your
work
kids.
with anybody.
Yeah.
Special arrangements, and
Yeah.
just come talk to us. We just want you there. We want to grow the sport and, hopefully grow the attendance as well and get involved in everything that we can. So that's the ASA course. The ASA course sponsor is Archery Garage. If you haven't downloaded the Archery Garage app, it's a pretty awesome app. It's free for Android and iPhone. Just go to your app store, type in Archery Garage. It'll pop up. It looks like a little box with a lid open on it. You can go create a profile there, and what
It's a
it does,
garage, Jeremy.
yeah,
It's not a box. It's a garage.
well, it kind of looks like a box, but you create a profile and it uses your location. So wherever you're at in the U.S., it'll give you like the nearest archery shops, the nearest bow shops, the nearest sporting goods shops. It'll give you nearest coaches, everything archery related, nearest events. So it'll have a list of all the ASA events on there. It'll have a list of all the 3D shoots that are going on in your area, no matter where you're at in USA. So if you're traveling a lot and you're like got a weekend somewhere in Arkansas or Tennessee or wherever, you can just pull up your app and be like, oh, there's a 3D course like 3 miles down the road. Let's go hit it up.
Yeah, I believe they pull a lot of that info off of Google.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a club or a range, it's beneficial to get your stuff uploaded to Google. But even if you're not, you can download that app and put your info on there.
Yeah, so anybody can create a profile and like create an event. So I did that with Odd Bane Out last year. We loaded up an event on there. I tested it they had a little beta, test program, and Tyler let me get on there and loaded it up. It worked like a charm. The key for this to be successful is all the clubs doing exactly that. So if you're a club listening to this, download the Archery Garage app. It's free advertising for you.
Mm-hmm.
Put your events in the app, and the more we promote this app through the shot events, the more traction it'll grow and more people start using it. It's a free app. So
we may have some something to give away if we pick you out of the crowd, and you can show us you have the Archery Garage downloaded on there. So make sure you have that downloaded.
Yeah. So the Archery Garage, super cool guy out of California. He's been a sponsor with us from day one.
Yeah, we met him at TAC.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you guys that shoot TAC at Broken Bow, he was out there. He was giving away the African hunt there. He was up there with Corey calling shots and stuff and selling tickets. Awesome guy. We've been in contact with him since we met him there.
Since that day, and then he jumped in on our very first Hugo event, the very first.
The hot August 2023 shot experience.
Yeah, for the 300 people that have the honor of being at that event, you know what we're talking about. It was pretty brutal. But it was a fun time, and it's what really kick-started our journey down this 3D events.
Yep.
And then we roll into the next event, or the next course. I'm sorry. Antlers Motorsports course would be the next one up from the ASA course in terms of difficulty and like distance and walking. So you'll see, max of 40. We might have one or two shots out there that will stretch it to 50 or so.
A couple of them.
That course is designed for, more beginners. We'll have some tricky shots in there, but it'll be, a good warm up course. And of course, if you've already exerted yourself with some of the longer ones, and you still have the itch to shoot some more, but you don't want to make a 3 mile hike, you go hit that one that's under a mile and a little bit closer shot distances. A good one for kids to hang out with their dads and shoot, or moms. So
everybody. Again, Antlers, another one of those day one sponsors that's been around with us.
Been there from the beginning.
Yep.
And they really every year have showed up and done a lot with us. We really appreciate them down in Antlers, Oklahoma, and looking forward to giving away a side-by-side again that was co-sponsored through them. So thank you guys.
We haven't really teased that one yet.
No,
I think everybody knows, but
it's there.
I mean, we kind of talked about it at the indoor classic that we hosted. So we'll get to that. We'll get to it. Stay tuned.
Yeah. And then the next one up.
Next one up's probably going to be the...
Come on.
Oh, my mind
Rolling
blank
Bones.
right here. Rolling Bones. Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Well, it's understandable. We've had a lot on our minds.
Man.
It gets all jumbled up.
I tell you what, I mean, just for an example to kind of get off track a little bit, today, we've got some exciting news that happened today. So we'll get to that later. But it's still rolling, guys. There's a lot of guys, a lot of people stepping up and calling us and getting involved with this. So we got some exciting announcements still. But back to Rolling Bones.
Rolling Bones, been there since the first year.
First year, man.
We met them at the first Oklahoma Boat Show. Adam Stillwell, he has the Tulsa hub.
Yep.
Super awesome dude. Always willing to, jump in and participate, jump in and sponsor. He's been, I think he was at every event last year.
All but Mohawk. He missed Mohawk.
Right.
He was at a show.
Yeah.
You guys that shot Mulberry, he's also involved. Like, he gets down in the middle of it with us in the trenches. He was out helping me call shots. actually give me a spotting scope to use calling the shots on the buffalo. So
Yeah,
he's
shout
always
out to Adam.
Yeah, man, great guy.
Rolling
Awesome.
Bones. What they do is it's a tag management kind of system. So if you hunt out of state or even in state,
Yeah.
you can use their program. And there's different levels of membership, but we use it for all of our out of state licensing and tagging.
Yep.
So it kind of takes the pressure for us to like remember when is the deadline for this tag that comes up. They handle it all. You just tell them like I want to hunt Nebraska, Arizona, Colorado, Utah,
Or
I want to hunt
points.
elk, or yeah, if you just want to get like here's the things that I'm wanting to do, and you have like a dedicated person that kind of manages your account.
Yep.
And when it gets close, they'll like give you an email or a buzz on the phone and be like, "Hey, this deadline's coming up. Are you still want to do it?" Yes, Roger that. You can give them your credit card information, and it's like they handle it all.
Oh man, it's nice. One thing I did this year was I signed Cannon up. He's 6, but what I wanted to get was start getting him some points added up. Some states he's got to be 8 years old to get, but he can do Maine moose this year. All the Oklahoma stuff. When he turns 8 years old, he'll be able to put in for some sheep hunts, elk hunts. Texas has a lot of stuff that he can put in for. So that's one thing I got him started on to start getting points. I wish somebody would have done that this would have been available
joke.
when we were younger,
Yeah,
right? So we
real.
could have added some stuff up. So it's an awesome thing. If you have kids, look into getting them into it if you want to do something for their future that'll pay out later on in life for them. Get them points added
It's
up.
a good investment because it doesn't
Yeah.
cost much to get points.
No, it's
And
$10-15. Some
you
of them
start
are-
them out young. Like even if they're 14 or 15 years old, you start them out
Yeah.
now. By the time they're like in their 30s, and they're like, "Man, I wish I had points." Now I got to start from zero. You know,
I'm pretty sure 8 years old, 8 to 10, somewhere in that
Yeah.
range.
It depends on the state too.
Depends on state.
But Adam, those guys know all the rules. They like it takes all the pressure off of you. Just say, "This is what I want to do," and they handle it from there. So it's a
Yeah.
really awesome deal. And then they also do outfitting,
Yep.
guide service hunts too. So you can, if you're looking for a guided hunt, they have a lot of connections, a lot of guides, and depending on the level of membership, there's some like deals out there you can do no guide fee
Oh
hunts.
yeah, if you draw in certain states
Mm-hmm.
on their platinum membership, you get no guide fees if you draw that state. So.
Yeah, so it's a pretty good deal. Look them up, Rolling Bones Outfitters. And while we're on that course, we kind of skipped one. The actual next course up in difficulty is the Wild Creek one, but
Yeah.
this is the Rolling Bones is like the second to longest, second and most difficulty
Yeah.
course. So you're going to see upwards to 80, 85 yards on that one. Very technical. If you were with us last year, it'd be like the Buckhorn course
Yep.
last year. So that was a very popular course last year, especially at Arrowhead.
Oh yeah.
It was probably the most talked about. It was rocking, and so
It was
that's
awesome.
that's where the Rolling Bones course will be this year. It's going to replace the Buckhorn course from last year, and we're going to keep it in the same area, kind of same course design, but the shots will be
Shots will be
mixed up a
different.
little bit. We
Sure
got
has
some
some cool stuff though.
cool
Got some
ideas.
bluffs. You got some, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. So going back a step, Wild Creek course is the one that's up from the Antlers. So
Yep.
that's your max distance of 50, 60 yards. And those, when we say max distance, like, don't hold us to that.
Yeah.
If we see a shot that like, man, this is going to be 62 yards, but it's going to be awesome, like, we're going to do it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, and max means for us, it's like, hey, you may not have any further than that. You might have one further than that. You might
Yeah.
have to.
it's a very gray
Yeah,
area.
it's kind of a great. It's just kind of gives you a little bit of a trail to go to. Okay, do I really want to shoot 120 yards
Right.
like on our big course, or
Right.
do I want to just get something in there in that hunting range?
Yeah, so you won't see a 118-yard bomb
Yeah.
on the Wild Creek course.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the range between probably some technical shots in the 30 yards up to 60 yards.
What you are going to see is 20 freaking awesome Wild Creek targets all Wild Creek. There's going to be Wild Creek spread out on all of these courses, but except the ASA ones. But that one is going to be stacked with some awesome targets, and we got a lot of new stuff that you guys haven't seen.
Yeah.
Some of them we've unleashed at the Indoor Classic, but some of them still hiding, ready to get an arrow
They're
in.
still wrapped up in cellophane.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We're excited about
in the
that
trailer.
deal, man. We got some stuff that's cool you've never seen before.
20 Wild Creek targets on that course, and Wild Creek is the sponsor. Because they're the sponsor, we have, like I said, more than 20
Yeah.
available Wild Creek targets. So each event will have a different mix of the 20 dedicated Wild Creek targets on this course. So if you come to Arrowhead and you come to Louisiana, you're going to see a completely different Wild Creek course at Louisiana than you
Yep.
did at Arrowhead. So we're going to mix it up. There's just a lot of awesome targets. I can't stress how awesome those targets are. And we are also a Wild Creek dealer. So Shot to 3D Experience, we will be selling Wild Creek targets at our event. So if you're interested in a 3D target, we will have a good mix of medium to small size targets and a fair mix of some big ones
Bigger
too.
ones,
I know we got the Cape Horn Buffalo up for grabs. Like, we have it in our possession, so that's a big target. It'll last you probably a lifetime.
Yeah, that is stuff you'll be able to buy at the event, unless they get bought before the event, like before somebody gets
Sure.
there. But even then, if you're interested in buying, you can put an order in with us, and
Yeah.
we'll get that stuff shipped to you. And
We got about 25, 30 targets that we'll have on hand, and then of course we'll have a brochure with what we don't have on hand. There's a lot that we don't have
Yeah.
physically with us, but we can order them. Shipping lead times are kind of like, if you order today, it might be just like any other target, 6 to 8 weeks before you get it in. These things come from South Africa, so
Yep.
it just kind of depends on if we have it in stock or not.
Yep,
Worth every penny though.
for sure.
So that's the Wild Creek, about a 1.5 mile course. Might stretch it to 2 miles. Like I said, these numbers that we
Depends on
give
the
on
terrain.
max, they're not a true max distance. It's kind of a guideline.
Yep.
And we already covered the Rolling Bones course, which ties us right back to the big one,
Yep, the Big Daddy, Mr. Ty.
Ty
Bowes
Bowes
Archery.
Archery out of Wagner, Oklahoma.
Yep.
One of the best bow techs you'll find in the state, maybe even the region. Super cool dude. If you haven't been to Ty Bowes Archery in Wagner, you need to stop by and see Ty. Tell him we sent you. He will be at Arrowhead State Park. He'll be our bow shop there. He'll be selling arrows. I don't know what else he's going to bring.
Yeah,
Probably
sure, he'll have his
half a
press
shot.
and ready to fix any issues.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's none to fix. But
So keep him busy. We don't want him on a course drilling 12s all day long. He's also a pretty phenomenal shot. And so that course, you're going to have extremely long shots
yeah,
and extremely difficult shots. So not only is it going to be 80, 90-yard shots, we'll have some 60s and 70s in there. You might have 120 in there just
Yeah.
to test your skills. And you don't have to shoot it from 120. We always tell everybody where we set the cone is like, that's what we designed the shot to be. But if you don't have the range or don't feel comfortable, you can walk straight to the target in a straight line
Yeah.
and shoot it from whatever distance you're comfortable.
straight line path. And the reason we do that for you guys is when we set these up, we look for the arrow path. If you happen to miss, anything happens. We walk a straight line path because of arrow flight. If you happen to miss, all that good stuff, you're not in harm's way on the next target or this and that. So if you vary and try to go off right, left, that's when stuff starts getting lined up. So we want you to go on a straight line path, walk up to what you can shoot, and go from there. It's the same thing when we have questions with guys they bring their kids and stuff. We want the kids to shoot. We know they can't shoot 120 yards. Take them on that course with you. You and your buddies shoot your shot, and then when you guys are done and you're walking up there to go pull your arrows, let your kids shoot from 20 yards. That's what I do with Cannon. That's what we want everybody to do. If you happen to have a guy that's shooting a trad bow with you, let him get where he needs to go, shoot his shot, Go.
Unless it's Wayne.
Yeah, unless it's Wayne, San Antonio guy. He came up from San Antonio last year, our Hugo event, with a bucket full of arrows on his back, and he didn't shoot anything but from the cone.
Yeah, on all 5 courses.
All 5 courses and novelty shots.
Yep. Awesome dude.
Yep.
Hope to see him again.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the Tybo. So it's going to be 3 miles probably, in between 2.5 and 3 miles long.
3 miles.
It's going to be a good hike, and that's what it's designed to be. It's designed for those who want to challenge themselves from a physical aspect and a archery aspect.
So one of the things too we get on some of these people that have never shot an event like ours is why we do this stuff. Well, here's one reason: you can bring packs, test your packs out. You get new boots. You're wanting to break them in before hunting season, before you're heading out west. Good time to break that stuff in. Good time to figure out if you need a tracking pole. Some of these events we have are going to give the elevation and terrain where you can test out your equipment. Not only your skill on shooting a bow, but your actual equipment, testing it out. Bring your if you get a new water bladder, bring it. We have water on the course, but bring a water bladder, fill it up, make sure it has no leak, make sure you're using your equipment right.
I mean, just pretend you're on a backcountry hunt, right? I mean, that's your chance to do it without going out west or whatever. And the venues that we chose this year have an upgraded selection of terrain, except for the Arrowhead. It's the same as last year, right?
Same as last year.
But it was great terrain, so we kept it. And same with Mulberry. We wanted to go back there because the terrain was so good to use, and it allowed us to create the event that we wanted to create.
Oh yeah, man! The feedback was absolutely awesome for Arrowhead. We had guys coming off courses that had shot other events, and we're like, man, that rivals any of them that I have shot. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's why Arrowhead was back. Good location, beautiful area. If you guys didn't make it to Arrowhead last year, man,
you missed out.
You missed out.
That was one of the premier events from last year, for sure. As far as just the terrain, and base camp was popping the whole time we were there. It was great weather. And speaking of base camp at Arrowhead, it's shaping up to be a really awesome base camp this year with vendors, and we got a lot of new vendors that are going to be there. Canis, one of our sponsors, they sponsor our apparel for SHOT.
Yep.
They will be there selling their gear. There's the list is up to 12, 13 somewhere.
We're getting there. Like I said, we're getting calls up. I'm sure I'll get calls up until the day of. So
we got to jump on one tomorrow with a potential vendor. So yeah, we are looking forward to kicking the season off. Arrowhead's shaping up to be as good and maybe better than last year. Yeah,
man. What else is going to happen on the course this year that we got going?
Are we ready to talk about it?
I think we might as well jump into it.
Oh, no.
I just keep sitting here staring at something right in front of my face here.
Right here?
Oh. Yeah. What do you got there?
Well, this is a Evolution Outdoors. Some of you guys probably have heard of these guys. This is a release. It's called the Ibex release. Amber and I bought one. Ty Watkins actually told us about this company. And it is it's a hinge release, but it operates kind of it operates like a hinge, but it will close its jaw on the D-loop like a thumb button would. And what makes this different, and I'll edit some photos and video into this so you guys can see up close, but the neck is what rotates instead of a rotating head. So what I like about it is makes it a lot easier to use for hunting. You can clip it to your D-loop.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a deer stand and leave it on the D-loop, you don't have to fumble around when the deer comes and try to, everybody's excited and you're get it on there, and you just clip it on and leave it. And man, every time I've shot this thing, it works just like a hinge.
Yeah.
And it's really smooth. But these guys, I sent them an email a couple of weeks ago. Kind of just cold called on them and was like, hey, would you want to be interested in working with this SHOT? And I had a really good idea. Since we have an Ibex target, I think it'd be cool to shoot the Ibex release at the Ibex target. And we talked to them and they were all about it. So the idea was to use that on a novelty shot, but not just any novelty shot. It's going to be our surprise shot, on course novelty shot. So it'll be on one of the 5 or 6 courses, probably not the ASA ones. And as you're walking through the course, you'll come to a target. Let's just say target 13, for the day, and we'll be set up just like we were last year with a little tent. We still have the I Made the Shot shirts to give away if you hit the shot. And we got some other packages that we're going to throw in. But what we want to talk about today is you get the opportunity to use the IBEX release on this shot. And if you complete the mission, if you make the shot, you're going to be entered to win an IBEX release.
Yep.
You'll get the shirt and probably some other things that we're going to throw in
A few other
on
things.
top of it. And I think we're going to offer those who are maybe scared or uneasy. Scared might be the wrong word. Just uneasy about shooting a
unsure.
unsure.
I didn't start shooting a hinge till about 6 months ago. So
I think what we decided we're going to do is, let's say it's one ticket to play. Then that's undecided yet. But let's just say it's one ticket to play. And if you use the IBEX release and you make the shot, we're going to give you double or triple entries for being in the contest. And if you want to use your own release, maybe you only get 1 entry.
Yep.
Because it is more difficult to use a different release.
yeah, for sure.
They may impact a little bit different, but you're just not used to it. And maybe we'll do something like, hey, an extra ticket gets you a couple warm-up shots or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're going to figure it out. And
We've talked about a few things. We've
Yeah.
also talked about having a bag there to let you practice and shoot at
get a
10
feel
yards
for
to
how
get a
hot
feel for
or
it.
cold it is.
The trick on this thing is to not hold up everybody. And I mean, sometimes we want to place that at shot 20 where you're waiting. That way you have something to do while you're waiting.
Waiting for a shuttle to
There's
come.
different strategies in how we place this stuff. Just a little bit of insight for you guys out there on why and where we do some of this stuff. But also, I think what we've kind of talked about too a little bit was maybe if you use this and you get in the 10 ring, that'll enter you. But if you're using your own, you're going to have to get it in the 12 ring.
That's an option too.
So we got a couple things to work out on that. But just know you're going to have a chance to win this sweet thing, shooting our IBEX targets. So
we'll post this video on Facebook and obviously on our YouTube channel. Hit us up in the comments. What would you like to see? Would you like to see 1 ticket to shoot and I get triple entries if I use the IBEX, or a single entry if I use my own release? Or would you rather have a 10-12?
yeah.
All I got to do is hit the 10 with the IBEX, but if I use my own release, I have to hit the 12.
Yeah.
What would you, or give us another suggestion? We're
open. Yeah, we want to
make-
get you guys involved. I mean, this is stuff for you guys, for you shooters out there. And I say guys, girls too. This is for everybody. This is for you guys to get an opportunity to try new stuff that you may have not seen before. I don't know that I've really got to use a release, before I bought it a whole lot. I mean, you can go
Right.
to your local bow shop, they pull one out and do that, but actually on a course somewhere, that's a pretty cool opportunity. And the I Made the Shot shirts are back. We're doing it a little different this year, though.
Yep.
We are going to offer I Made the Shot shirts, and we're going to make them a little different for each event. So you're not getting the same shirt for every event. So Arrowhead will have its own, Muddy Bottoms will have its own, and so on and so on. But we're going to have you guys just write down your sizes, and we're going to get your shirt to you. We're not going to carry them at the event. You guys will write it down, and we'll get those things shipped to you. So
Yep. But you'll have the opportunity to have, if you come to all 5 events,
5 different shirts.
5 different shirts, and that's saying something. If you came to 5 events and you made the shot on all 5 events, we might have to do something special
Yeah.
for those guys.
For sure.
Well, anything else we want to talk about tonight?
Man, I think we covered what we wanted to cover. Talk about our course sponsors. Like I said, these guys that sponsor us, one of the things we like, man, if you guys just go give them a like on Facebook, go check their stuff out, give them an opportunity to get your business. These guys do great things for us, for you guys, the shooter. So that's one thing that we really want to push and on all of our events is go see these guys. So when Ty is set up at Arrowhead, go talk to him. Just go hang out with him for a little bit and pick his brain if you got questions on stuff. When Adam's there, same thing with Rolling Bones. All of those vendors that we have coming, go check them out. Go talk to them. Archery community is great about gathering and talking and giving ideas and stuff. So that's just what we want to give back. Go see these guys and support them.
Yeah, and we'll cut another podcast going over some of the novelty shot sponsors here in the next few days, and
adding more and more every day.
Yeah, and we got some exciting news coming up. We're not going to go over that tonight, but maybe on our next video we'll be able to announce that
for sure.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next time. Thank you, and
Alrighty.
have a good evening, and hope to see you March 1st and 2nd at Arrowhead State Park.